Robert Hall, Managing Director of Provo Water Company, and Eddington Powell, President and CEO of Fortis TCI, were speakers at the recent Chamber of Commerce meeting Monday, February 7th, discussing the topic, Energy as a Factor in Sustainable Development, and its impact on the cost of doing business in the TCI. TCIG is in the process of developing an energy policy and implementation strategies for the TCI. According to Electrical Commissioner Malik Cummings, they have also received preliminary assessment of the impact of renewables on the cost and price of electricity. Now, the Provo Water Company's head shares his view on the new initiative.
We always like to think that, solar energy, wind-powered energy is perhaps the ideal thing or the best thing or the most suitable thing. And when you're talking about this sort of level of consumption of electrical energy, think about the number of solar panels that you'd have to install to run a 700 horsepower pump. We don't have the land for it. The other thing is that the sun doesn't always shine. And there's a particular time I know that the sun does not shine, and it's called night. What do you do at nighttime? Because the nighttime is actually the time that we tend to make most water.
Hall said the use of diesel in the production of electrical power isn't going away now.
I don't mean to be cynical, but I don't see the use of diesel in a production of electrical power going away anytime soon. I'm sure it will be of assistance to smaller households and so forth, where water panels and solar heaters and so forth are concerned. But when you get in the level of huge electrical consumption, you have to be practical about how you're going to power those things.
Now, Eddington Powell, President and CEO of Fortis TCI, gave his take on the initiative. He said PPC is interested in buying renewable energy at the cost of fuel.
At the cost of fuel, but also we have to factor in the connection, the cost of connect to the grid, and those kinds. Because you have serious and a small system like this, it depends on the location of the renewable energy, serious frequency issues, voltage issues.
Based on data accumulated so far, Powell said wind energy looks promising.
I think by far wind technology is the most promising. I think that the cost of wind is coming down, the technology is improving. Fortis at one time owned the biggest wind assets in Canada, out in Alberta, and they just sold them off because wind, believe it or not, is still not there yet. They have problems with the gears. The gears doesn't work. They're not consistent. The blades fall off and all sorts of things. So they sold off all the assets, and they still own some wind assets in Prince Edward Island. But that's owned by and subsidized by the government. But wind looks like the most promising. There's lots of stuff that's being done in China, for example, that I think is driving down. It's going to drive down the cost. We've seen it now, they're driving down the cost in the conventional energy business. Transformers are now much cheaper than they used to be, all sorts of things, because it's coming to China.
Of course, News 4 will continue to follow the new energy policy initiative.